Okay, Unit 7, Lesson 11, just multiplication practice. It's just performing multiplication with decimals, without decimals, rounding, estimating. So it's just kind of a general review lesson of the things that we've done. You need SAB page 293 to 294. There is a going further page, so just know that. Okay, so starting out here, we're on our information down here, and if we know this information up at the top, we know for a fact that 234 times 48 is 11,232. So we're going to use that information just to help us answer these questions. But basically what we can go through and do is think about that number is going to stay the same. And I'm not putting that comma in there because that's going to change. And then I can look over here and know, because I have the decimal places 2 digits behind in the factor, there's got to be 2 digits behind the decimal in my products to see where I put that decimal place. And just kind of go through these and think about that number is going to be the same. Okay, and where does the decimal go? Again, 4 digits because there's 3 under this one, 3 behind the decimal here, and 1 here, so I go over 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's where my decimal lives. Okay, you guys see that? Hopefully. I don't know if green is the best color. I think I'm going to switch that. Let's go back to like blue. I think that maybe works better. Okay. So notice I'm just writing down that same number again. I'm going to count the places 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 goes right at the front here. 5. Okay. Why don't you guys go ahead and if you want to pause the video, you can pause the video and finish these out on how many place values they are, and then you can come back and check. Okay. Okay, welcome back. I'm just running through here and writing down these numbers so that you can double check your work and see if you have any questions tomorrow about where I put the decimals or why I put them in the locations that I did, how you work through these. So as I'm going here, make sure you're checking all of your answers. Oops, I just put that one in the wrong spot. You saw me double checking myself there. Okay, whoops, let's get that erased and get that in the correct spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. Okay, hopefully you guys can see where all these decimals are. I'm trying to leave enough space for you. 3, 4, 5, all the way at the front here. Right here, and last one right about there. Okay, so let's go down and think about some of these multiplication problems and just multiplying them through. I'm going to do a few together and then I'll let you guys finish some out on your own. 6 times 9 is 54. So I'm going to put my 4 down, carry my 5. All right, 9 times 4 is 36, plus 5 is 41. And then I know I need to put my decimal place 1 place value over, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, 8 times 5 is 40, carry that. 56 plus 4 is, yes, 60, and then 1 decimal place over, so 60 even. Okay, why don't you pause the video, do 13 and 14, just try those out, and then come back and check your answers. Okay, welcome back. You should have gotten 3 and 8800ths. If you didn't get that, go back and look and see what kind of error you might have made. On this one, you should get 3 and 2/10. There might be that extra 0 at the end just as you go through those. Okay, let's go skip 15 and 16. You can try those on your own if you want. And let's come all the way down here to 17 and go ahead and multiply this out. Okay, 9 times 3 is 27, so I'm going to put my 7, carry my 2. 3 times 5, 15, 16, 17, carry my 1. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. When I move to the 7, I put my placeholder. And again, I know some of you guys like different methods. Please just use those different methods. 9 times 7 is 63, so I'm going to put my 3 down. I'm going to carry my 6. Okay, I used this already. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 6 is 41. So I'm going to put my 1 and I'm going to carry my 4. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 4 is 32. And then I need 2 placeholders, right? And then 5 times 9 is 45, so I'm going to put that 5 down. Carry my 4. I know I used these. I'll scribble them out. 5 times 5, 25, plus 4 is 29. Carry my 2. 5 times 4, 20, plus 2, 22. And then add those digits up. So I'm going to get my 7. 3 and 7 is 10. 3, 4, 5, and 5 is 10. 9 and 1 is 10, and 2 and 1 is 3, so 13. Carry my 1. 3 and 3 is 6, and bring my 2 down. And there are 3 digits behind the decimal in the factor, so 3 digits behind the decimal in the product, okay? You guys can try any of these others. If you feel like you need some more practice, you can do 15, 16, or 18. Let's practice rounding. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to answer 19 through 26. Watch what you're rounding to. On these top ones, you're rounding to the nearest tenth, and on the lower ones, you're rounding to the nearest hundredth. So remember, when you're rounding to the nearest tenth, you look to the hundredth to tell what's going to happen, and when you're rounding to the nearest hundredth, you look to the thousandth to tell what's going to happen. Remember our rounding rule: 5 and above, give it a shove; 4 and below, let it go. Pause the video, do your rounding, come back and check. Welcome back. Okay, 7 tenths, 9 tenths, 8 tenths, and 1 tenth, based on our rounding rule. Okay, 49 hundredths, 22 hundredths, 91 hundredths. And remember, you guys can put those zeros in front and it doesn't matter. I don't typically write them. I know sometimes you like to write them. And 57 hundredths. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on. Some story problems here for us to solve. Marcus sails his boat 94 5/10 miles every day. If he sails for 25 days, how far will he travel? So you're going to do 94 5/10, multiply that by 25. Okay. Let's set up another one for you. The distance around the circle circumference is 3 4/10. You should recognize that as pi. If a circular table has a diameter of 36 inches, what's the circumference? So we're going to do 36 and multiply that by 3 1400. So why don't you guys pause the video, try these two, and then come back and check your work. Okay, welcome back. Up here, you guys should have gotten 2,362 miles, 5.5, okay, miles. On the next one, hopefully you found that the circumference is 113 4/10 inches, IN, okay. I'm going to skip down a little ways, and we're going to go ahead and do this printer cartridge. If you want to try 29 and 30 on your own, great, go for it. Pause the video, you can ask me any questions you have, but I'm going to come down to 31. A printer has 395 ink colors and 254 styles of letters, fonts. How many combinations are possible? This is a large digit multiplication, so this is kind of some review without those decimals. Try whatever method you like to solve this, multiplying the two. If you like the shortcut method, do that, and then come back and check your answer. Welcome back. Hopefully you guys found it to be 100,330 combinations. Okay, Jody, she wants to buy a ticket for every basketball game this season. The tickets cost $16.50 and there are 15 games. So you're going to do $16.50 and multiply that by 15. So go ahead and work that out and then come back again and check your answers. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you found out $247.50. Not bad for some basketball. Okay. So all of this was just review. You guys should be good to go. Remember that if a problem asks for an exact answer, then you have to use that exact calculation. So you've actually got to multiply it out. If a problem asks for estimation, you can do some rounding. So like on this one, we would do $6.25 and actually multiply that by 7. Okay. On the other hand, on this one down here, because we want to know about, this is our key word to know that it's estimation, you could do some rounding. You might think about 8 times 20, right? And that will tell us that he made about $160, okay? And then mental math, right, is just meaning go ahead and mentally figure out what would it be. Okay, so 400 times 15, it's like 15 times 4, which is 100. So 60 times 100, so about 6,000 meters. So that was just some mental math. Okay. I want you guys to try out the 2 challenge project problems, 1 and 2 at the bottom, and then you'll come back and discuss what method would you use and how did you actually solve them. I'm going to come back up here and write the answer to this one in case you didn't pause the video and figure that out yet. It's $43.75. Okay, we'll see you guys tomorrow in class with 1 and 2 ready to discuss.